Hi there, and welcome to the Home Studio Rescue here on YouTube. My name is Chris, and today I'm going to be giving you a realistic budget to buy enough equipment to record drums from home. So, right off the bat, I'm just going to say it's going to be about $2,000. I've got a little bit of extra stuff in here. You could maybe get away with $1,500, and it just depends on what you need. I've got everything included here. I got cables, mic stands. The only thing I didn't put in is headphones or monitors. That's something else you'll have to figure out. But anyways, just to get everything going, the first thing you would really need is an audio interface. I'm going to pick the Focusrite Scarlett 18i20. It's got 8 inputs. That's more than enough to get started. It's $499. You could probably find one on eBay for a little bit cheaper. This is the third generation. They've got a second generation, which is fine. It's a USB interface. You also got to figure out what kind of ports you have on your computer, and then we can just go from there. You can find pretty much anything, but this is a good budget. Somewhere around $500 to $600 will probably get you 8 inputs, and that would be enough. And these are good quality preamps, decent enough. So the next thing I would buy, if I didn't have any microphones, this would be the Shure bundle here for Beta 52, and then you also get 3 SM57s. This Beta 52, that's basically a kick drum mic. You would do fine just putting that in the kick. You could have two toms and a snare here, and that would be enough to cover a lot of the bases, but you still need to get some overheads. The Samson CO1, these I got 2 of them picked out here. They're $68. I've never bought these mics, I'll say that much, so I haven't used them, but I've heard a lot of good things. They've got a lot of great reviews. So I think 2 of these would do you well for cheap overheads just to get started. So right there you got 6 mics. And that would be enough just to do basic recordings. You know, you'll have a mic on every drum, and then you'll have 2 overheads. And I've made a lot of great records that way, especially when I was starting. So at any rate, that would be just the basic stuff. If you didn't have any cables laying around, I picked out 9 cables for $233, 20 foot. These will do you fine. And so from there, if you didn't have any stands, this is a bundle here for 6 mic stands. Comes with a bag, $189. That's a pretty good value. So I think we're good to go there. I would also buy this. This would be my kick drum mic stand. Like, this is perfect for putting it inside the kick. You can get away with this one for putting it inside, but this thing does fall over and it's kind of cumbersome. So this would be my kick-in mic stand. It's $55. It's a pretty good deal. This is another one where I would use this for my outer kick drum mic, or if I was miking the bottom snare, you could use it for that. So these are nice little mic stands to have around. So we got 8 mic stands, and then these are my choices for the last 2 mics. An RE20 here, or this is a 320. Basically, it has a little switch that's an EQ switch where there's probably a low-end bump and a high-end bump, and they probably scoop out 500 on the kick. I would just leave it flat. I have a regular RE20, and that's what I use to put inside my kick drum, and it sounds great. You can also use it on the outside, just like maybe 6 inches away or something like that from the kick drum, and it sounds great that way too. So that would be my kick-in mic, and then this is a ribbon mic, Golden Age. It's probably the cheapest one there is. It might be something cheaper, but this sounds like a pretty good deal to me. I would use it for either a room mic or a kick-out mic. You definitely want to put that 6 to 12 inches away. Ribbon mics are very delicate. You can't, if you blow into them, just the plosive from that could blow up the mic. So you have to be careful, but people use ribbon mics for kick drums all the time, so I'd be fine with using it for a kick mic, maybe a mono overhead, a room mic. I just think it'd be a great mic to have around. You could use it for acoustic guitar. If you could you could do vocals out of it if you wanted to, but they just kind of give a different vibe. And there's just a lot that's cool about ribbon mics, so it's nice to have one. So those are my picks for everything. Now, you know, I would definitely, if I bought all of this stuff, I would probably rotate between, I would try the 52. I would use the 52 as a tom mic, and like I said, this would be kick in, the RE20, and the ribbon mic would be my my outside kick mic. Now, you know, you can switch it up and do a lot of different things, and you could do really well with just these 4 mics right here, the the Shure bundle and the overheads, that would be enough to get started, and that would put you at about $1,500. If you already had stands and cables, then you could get all this stuff going for just around $1,000. So it's doable. It's definitely not recording drums at home. It's, to get started, it's not cheap, but if you go to a studio, you'll spend probably $500 a day at a minimum, probably closer to 1,000. So I think it's really worth it if you have the space, and like, let's say you already have your band playing at your house, you might as well get some mics and start trying, even if it's just 4 or 5 mics, just close miking everything and getting good quality live recordings. I think it's definitely worth it. But for me, I kind of started that way, doing live recordings, and then I just built up a little studio to where we didn't have to go to a studio anymore. So I think it's well worth the investment. By the time you mix and record like a 5 to 10 song EP, you've probably put in $2,000 at the least. So there you go. This is your budget. This is what I would do if I was getting started with drum recording again. So I hope you enjoy. If you guys have any other ideas for any of this stuff, any mics you would buy instead of, these are kind of the bonus stuff here. If you take these out, you got $500 to play with. So you could, you can probably do a lot with $500. Maybe just buy a really nice mic. You can just kind of play with those ideas. This is also with just having 8 channels. I usually put 10 to like 13 mics on drums when I'm recording them, somewhere in that range. But like I said, you could get started with 6. You could even do 4. But I've mixed records like that where they didn't mic the toms. And sometimes it's really hard, especially if the drummer isn't, you have to be a really balanced drummer to kind of pull that off. So anyway, yeah, if you have any other ideas or any comments or things you don't like about this, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. I make videos like this every week, and I'll see you on the next one.